Right guys, you know how it goes. I've got to get into position. Don't have a cameraman, not flash enough for that. Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Straight from the Horse's Mouth. My name is Chris Bowers and hopefully I'll be able to pick you out one or two winners. Right, I'm looking at tomorrow's racing first. I'm just looking at the listed race and the big group race. Basically starting with the 5:55 Killarney, which is a very, very hot race. It's probably one for lower stakes. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of good horses in this race. I mean, if I just take you through a few of them, basically when you look at progressive horses, you've got Secret Pulse, Flirting Bridge, Friendly, Menna, all going up in the official ratings quite nicely, thank you very much. Then you look at the breeding, and you've got Friendly by Galileo, Menna by Frankel, and Queen's Speech and Thinking of You, both by American Pharaoh. So you can see there's good breeding in this race as well. However, when you look at Killarney and you look at race over a mile, which is all they do really, then you've got to think, well, stalls 14 plus don't have a very high win percentage at all. And horses that are going to be affected by this are basically Secret Pulse, Sweet Gardena, Imania and Menna. And personally, I think it probably is going to affect them due to the quality of the horses in the race, because other horses won't be disadvantaged in the same way. So that's my thinking when we go into this. Right, let me take you through some horses of note. So first of all, we've got Friendly, beaten in slow races, only raced over a mile, a significant owner. If you look at the owner's win rating, it is very high for this type of race. Win ratio is very high for this type of race. Looks like it was a slow time when it did win. Menna, I think the draw is really going to affect it actually. It's got good times, but it is up in trip. Acanella, slow times and in my opinion slight stamina concerns. Flirting Bridge, very progressive, good official rating. Good weight. It was second in the Irish 1,000 Guineas, to Joan of Arc. That's not bad form. That is really good form. I'm really impressed by this animal actually. Now I've got other horses to talk to you about. Let's talk about Holly Golightly. When it did win, it's very slow, but beat Friendly. Does that say something, I wonder? However, we didn't get to see it start last time because it ran away before the start. Yep, it got loose and it was having none of it. Queen's Speech, up in trip, beaten on reappearance, slow time when it won its maiden. You can't really be having Queen's Speech. And then you've got Sense of Style. Now, that was a good third in the 1,000 Guineas trial, which is a Group 3. I had the problems at last run. If I can just find the horse a second on my machine, then I can basically tell you exactly what happened. So, if I go into Sense of Style, this horse hasn't had a lot of luck this year, to be honest. It's had a few issues in running, but most significantly in its last race. Now, I'm on very slow Wi-Fi, so I'm really doing my best in order to load up my Kindle to give you this information. Right, here we go. Right, last time out. Here we go. It was a race won by Willow. It was Oaks Trial, which was a listed race for fillies. And basically, this is what it reads, okay? In touch with the leaders on outer, hampered and lost ground on turn after 1 furlong. Midfield going okay, 3 out. Soon pushed along. Went fourth when ridden, over 1 furlong out. Kept on well, but held inside final furlong. Jockey said filly slipped on the first bend and was nearly brought down by Sacred Rhyme, and later in this race lost the hind legs on a turn into the straight, which says to me that if it managed to finish 4 1/4 lengths behind Willow in that race, that's actually really good when you think about it. It had issues, but that is good. My issue with this horse, my one issue with this horse really, is the length of the race. It should be fine. We'll see. I'm probably just being a tiny bit paranoid. When I look at this again, I really can't see too many reasons why it wouldn't get the distance. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't think distance is a great concern, so you might want to just ignore that tiny last little bit I said. I may have got confused about another horse, you never know. Right, so I can see it is going to manage the grains and it is going to be fine, but whether it's got enough to move on from its problems this year, I don't know. When I look at my overall conclusions, I would have to say Flirting Bridge, very progressive, good official rating, good weight tomorrow, and it was a good run behind Joan of Arc. So I would probably say tentatively, my minimum bet standard is basically a triangle. A triangle is 1 point. Okay. If somebody held me up against this forward gun, I would obviously be surprised. I live in England and it'd be a terrible turn of events, but I would probably say Flirting Bridge 10-1 or Sense of Style 10-1. At those prices, you can back both of them. Just maybe a point each, maybe half a point each. Don't go mad. It's not a big betting race. However, it will be a spectacle. It would be fantastic to see, and I'm very interested to see who wins this race. But as I say, up against the wall, probably going Flirting Bridge, but even up against the wall with a gun, I would have to say Sense of Style might have a chance. And I can't imagine how that would go if they put me against the wall like that. Anyway, enough of being threatened with guns. Right, next race I want to talk about is the 720 Longchamp. I'm just going to call up to the race. Well, I would, apart from I really know enough about this race. Basically, it's over mile 4. It's a very high standard of race. And when we look, I'm going to pick up this again actually, because it will tell me one thing I want to know, because I would like to know or remember if it is a Group 1, relatively sure. So let's do it properly. Take a few seconds. 720. Right, it is the Grand Prix de Paris Group 1, 3-year-olds, colts and fillies, Grand Course Turf, the 3-year-olds. Yeah, 720 Longchamp, over a mile and 4. There are some great horses in this race, as you expect from a Group 1. Top prize is £306,107, which is a lot of money. It's going to be running good to soft, unless the ground changes overnight. Now if it's Group 1, and it's on this course, then I'm thinking, is it too much for a stretch of the imagination to be thinking we should probably be looking at the draw for the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe in terms of how it's affected horses over the last so many runnings? Because if we do, we can see 20 from the last 25 actually won from stalls 1 to 7. This would suggest that being on the outside is not going to be good for your horse. Okay, now basically it looks like the draw is more pronounced on good ground or quicker, so good to soft might be pronounced. It's still going to be playing a part, unless it rains overnight, of course, such is the nature of the game. Right, let me talk to you about some notable animals in this race, and I'm actually going to start with Wordsworth. He got smashed by Hurricane Lane last time out. Jockey said tight of ring, 1 furlong out. That does not equal 7 months behind. It doesn't. Okay, can't be having Wordsworth. Northern Reeler, unraced at 2, slow times at 3, only raced at a mile and 4. Only raced at a mile and 4, quite good for this. Don't think it's got the class, I'm afraid. Cheshire Academy, no evidence to suggest a win in this, until coming 4 lengths behind St Mark's Basilica on soft last time in a good time. That was a Group 1. He's unlikely to get a mile 4. The reason I say that is the horse is unraced at the distance and the site is not noted basically for doing well over that distance. Then we're on to Sayed Abad, unraced at a mile and 4. Basically the sire's record this is, from a mile and 4, was 1 from 18, which is 6%, which on breeding says it's probably not going to win. I don't think it's going to get the trip. It's not bad, it's just not setting the world on fire. Okay, and then Alan Quer, last win, slow on heavy, beat Adia when he lost his shoe, and is drawn a bit too wide for me, so to be honest, I can't really be having it. This horse hasn't impressed me. It's a good horse, don't get me wrong, to be racing in the race, it just hasn't impressed myself, okay? So nobody take offence if anyone's taking offence out there. Now we come to the one, Hurricane Lane. Fantastic. It is an epic horse. Okay, let's not pretend it's not. It is epic. It's workmanlike. It does whatever you ask it to do. You couldn't ask more from a horse, really, could you? Basically, it's won so far mainly on good ground this year, as far as I can remember. It only lost once when it lost both its front shoes in the Derby to Adia. Otherwise, in my opinion, I believe you'd be looking at Hurricane Lane as a Derby winner as well as an Irish Derby winner. Again, my opinion. Opinions are subjective. We'll see. Right, when you look at Hurricane Lane, he's actually fourth favourite in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe betting over the same distance on the same course against better horses. That by itself is almost enough to recommend this animal. However, he will stay. He's incredibly impressive. He won the Irish Derby last time out, and frankly, the animal is just pure class. So, I would actually give it a star rating, which is, I'll explain. Triangle is my lowest rating. Circle is my next rating up. Star is my next rating up from that. And Golden Star is my next rating up from that. So you could translate that to 1 point, 2 point, 3 points and 4 points on level stakes betting. So effectively, I'm recommending a star on Hurricane Lane. This is basically a really good bet in my opinion. I think it's fantastic. Prices are going to be around 9 to 4. I can see that getting backed in. I don't think it will go off at 9 to 4, put it that way. I think there's going to be a big weight to support, especially when you look at what it's actually achieved. So, yeah, star rating, effectively 3 points on a 4-point system. Yeah, I think there is the winner of the 720 Longchamp for you. And I would just like to say, I've enjoyed doing this video. I enjoyed doing the research. I would really, really like for you guys to view it and just comment on what you think. I mean, who's going to win these races? Let me know your opinion. Let me know why. Let me know if there's anything I could have said that I didn't say, any information you'd have preferred me to say. And basically, if you just enjoyed the video, so smash that like button, okay? Smash the subscribe button, and we'll be in business. I'll be able to keep on doing this for you. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed this program.